Hey all. So I thought we could take a look at this turnaround that Peter Bernstein plays on Nobody Else But Me. And the reason I picked this one is because Pete always uses a very specific kind of sound or ideas on this song. And he always comes out, he always uses it on the turnaround for this song. But you could use it on any other song, of course. And the thing he does is a very common thing that a lot of people do, which is to switch the turnaround chords with sub 5s and usually play them major 7. So if you have a turnaround in C major, usually we have a C major, A7, D minor, and G7. So instead of playing those, we switch all of them with the sub 5s. So we start with a C. Instead of A, we play E flat. But again, major 7. Instead of D, we play an A flat, major 7. And instead of the G, we play a D flat. So together it would sound like that. Just one way of playing it. So Pete always uses that kind of progression when he plays the turnaround on Nobody Else But Me. And if you check out a few different recordings of him playing that song, he always kind of uses that sound for the turnaround. So I thought it would be interesting to take a look at. So let's go right into it. Alright, so let's go right into it. This turnaround I think is taken from a duet with pianist Michael Cannon. I think it's from Smalls, but I'll link to the video below and you can watch it yourself. So Pete starts on the 2, right? So we hit the C major. This is the 1 of the bar, and on the 2 Pete plays. So this is the first bar. So I'll just help you figure out the notes. C, E flat, G, F, a D flat, and an F. And the next bar starts with an E flat. So just again this bar. So what's interesting is that while this song is in C major, Pete really plays a C minor sound on the turnaround at least. Which makes sense, because the first chord is E flat. The second chord of the turnaround we said is E flat major 7, which is a kind of a parallel to C minor. So this C minor sound makes sense. But it also kind of brings out this bluesy vibe to it, right? Because Pete uses a lot of notes from the pentatonic, the C minor pentatonic scale. So that's something to notice, to take notice of. Also he plays an E flat kind of on the second beat of the bar. So that's a bit before the E flat chord comes in. So we're basically still on C major, if you really want to count it that way. So it's kind of interesting that he brings out this minor sound, and I think that's kind of what makes this turnaround so nice when he plays it. Now the next interesting thing is that he plays a D flat instead of a D, right? Because if we're in an E flat major chord, there should be a D, not a D flat. So this D flat kind of suggests Pete plays an E flat 7 rather than an E flat major 7. Right, that sound here. So that's already a bit of a difference to the usual way of playing it, right? So we have a C major in E flat 7 before we go to the A flat. So that leads us to the second part of the turnaround, which is a very straight ahead A flat major. So what Pete plays is E flat, C, G, and E flat. Right, so that's just a C minor arpeggio, triad. But it also works great on A flat major 7, right? Because A flat major 7 contains this C minor triad. Right, so we move on to the next chord, and Pete plays. Sorry. So it's an F, B flat, A flat, and then F again. So this is, again, it's very diatonic if we're playing in D flat major 7. That's just the third, 6, 5, and the third again. But it's also a great way of returning to the C, because it contains all these altered notes from G altered, right? So if we were playing the G altered, this is an F, it's the 7, B flat is the sharp 9, and A flat is the flat 9. So these notes carry us in a great way into the C major, on which Pete plays the B, right? So that's the C major, the major 7, the major 7 note. And the reason it sounds so interesting now is because he kind of established this C minor sound, right? If we play the whole turnaround together. So it already feels like we're playing a song in C minor, but then suddenly it hits us with this major 7, which really sounds kind of like a C major 7 all of a sudden, which it really is. So I thought I'd show you another turnaround he plays on the same song from another performance. I think this is from a trio gig with Bill Stewart and Larry Golding. So he's kind of a like long-term trio. And he plays a very similar lick in the sense of the sound that he uses. And it goes like this. Again. So just show you the notes quickly. This one starts on the 2 end, right? So this is the 2 end. And then on the 3, so he plays the C on the 2 end, and on the 3 he plays a G, G, F, E flat, C, G, E flat, F. So you see, it really uses, this is just the C minor pentatonic, pure and simple. But I mean, the way he plays it on the C major is kind of, that brings out this weird sound. And then on the D flat he plays, now he plays a D flat 7 actually. This is a very bird-like way of playing this. So it's an A flat and B flat, kind of a trill, F, E flat, and a B here. So this brings out the D flat 7. And then he goes back to the C major 7 with a slightly different flavor this time. It's also a very common Peter Bernstein kind of lick. So he just arpeggios an E minor 7, E minor triad, and then ends up on the A, which is the 13 of C. So we have a G, E, B, G, and then the A. So I'll just play both turnarounds very quickly. The first one is and the second one was Alright, that's it for today. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Maybe I'll do some more turnarounds from the same song just to take a look at the way he handles the same ideas. But other than that, comments, likes and subscriptions are always appreciated, and I'll see you next time.